Recently, many researchers are focusing on creating ubiquitous services with smart objects, which are everyday objects attached to sensor nodes. With smart objects, users will be able to enjoy the privilege of ubiquitous technology anytime, anywhere in their lives. This video proposes the concept of DIY, do-it-yourself smart object services, an architecture allowing non-experts to apply smart object services in everyday life without experts. Different people use different everyday objects. In DIY smart object services, people can unsmart their belongings by themselves and use various services according to their preferences. To realize DIY smart object services, the system should fulfill the following two conditions. Service selectivity. This enables users to select desired smart object service and to download the software through the internet. As the hardware platform, we assume that users apply their own PC and versatile sensor nodes which users bought at do-it-yourself store in advance. Universal configuration. This enables users to configure services to adapt to their belongings. Services involving smart objects need to know what objects each sensor is monitoring. This in turn requires association or making a semantic relationship between sensor node ID and its object. Users must attach the sensor nodes to their belongings and register the relationship to the services by themselves. To solve this association problem, we propose Spot and Snap. Spot and Snap interaction enables users to map sensor nodes with everyday objects in their home with the help of a special spotlight camera unit. For successful association, users only need to attach sensor nodes to objects, direct the camera to the nodes and objects, and flash spotlight on both for 1 to 2 seconds. Then Spot and Snap system recognizes the sensor node ID and associates them with the image of the object obtained from the camera. After that, the users will be ready to take advantage of various smart services and applications. Spot and Snap identifies sensor node ID by monitoring the value of illuminator mounted on sensor node. Spot and Snap requires no expert knowledge or skills. Spot and Snap is an interaction for realizing universal configuration, and it provides application framework for realizing service selectivity. Spot and Snap is the first approach to implement the DIY Smart Object Services concept. The video proposes several DIY Smart Object services based on Spot and Snap. Services shown in the video pass the following process in common. Download an application, register users' belongings to the application with Spot and Snap, and use service. UViewer. UViewer boosts up users' ability to manage their belongings. UViewer visually presents the status of smart objects. Spot and Snap creates the object's images in such a way that the images reflect the object's changing status. For instance, when an object moves, its image also moves. UAlert. UAlert can alert users when their precious belongings are removed from their drawer. When the sensor node of a certain smart object detects brightness or vibration, UAlert warns the thief with an alarm or light. At the same time, a verbal warning or the image of the stolen object can be displayed on the user's mobile devices. Use Service Maker. Use Service Maker enables users to create new services using smart objects. They can visually define the status of an object as event and use this event as a trigger to control various actuators such as alarm, mail, or information appliances. For instance, the users can create Smart Light Service. When someone takes a seat on the chair before the desk, a pressure sensor mounted on the chair detects the person's weight and turns on the light on the desk. With Spot and Snap, the users can choose any domestic object as a trigger for actuation. After Spot and Snap, the images of smart objects are saved in PC as JPEG file. Users can use these smart objects in any application with drag and drop. UCare. With UCare, users can watch over an elderly person living alone. UCare delivers usage status of elderly person's belongings to users who are his or her family or caretaker. Continuing to use UCare, users may recognize elderly person's abnormality when there is difference of usage status compared with usual status. Alternatively, UCare has a potential to provide abnormal communication between family and elderly person. The DIY Smart Object Services concept has contributed to establish ubiquitous services for everyday life. With Spot and Snap, users with no technical expertise should be able to use services with their belongings. This alleviated burden of the association task should lead to development of services that better suit the real-life needs of many end users and therefore greatly contribute to the field of ubiquitous computing research.